Hey guys, coming live to you every single week over the next couple of months with our phenomenal guest speakers who are going to be featured at the Burnout To All Out live event late September 29th through October 1st. Ati is coming on today. Here she is. Let's see if we can get her on the line. Let's see. She should be popping up here in just a second. There she is. Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing amazing. How are you?
You know what? I'm on day 6 of a 21-day plant-based cleanse, and I'm living life.
I saw that. How are you feeling? I want to hear all about it.
Amazing. Oh my gosh, you guys, so excited to have Ati here today. I was just edifying you before you jumped on here. She's a phenomenal branding expert photographer. She's running multiple businesses in the digital space. And what people may not realize, and I just wanted to give you huge props to this, Ati was the first person to take photos of me that landed on the page that is now $1 million brand. So the very first set of photos I ever got when my business was just an idea, you were the photographer at the mastermind or live event that you and I attended together. And you were doing the photo shoots for the VIP event. And those photos were the first photos on my first website ever. Do you know that?
Amazing. You know what? It's crazy. I remember you, there was a lot of women and you were a little stiff because, it's like at the beginning when we first take photos, it's hard, right? And I remember I told you, what are you proud of? What are you like so happy that you have achieved? And I remember at that moment, you had the idea for the linking method, but you told me, oh my God, I built a 6-figure business at that time on LinkedIn. That was your answer when I asked, like, what are you proud of? What excites you, right? And I remember you got all giddy, and then from there, like, it all started rolling for the photos.
Yes, and I love your energy. You're so good.
I have a lot of fun when I shoot. And it's the same that I bring into coaching. And I'm like, we dance at my coaching classes. Like, I'm like, hey, ladies, like, no stagnant energy here.
Yes, so good. So you guys, Ati she's an incredible energy, an incredible force. What I'd love to do today is over the next couple of minutes, Ati, I was telling them you're going to be one of our guest speakers at our live event later this year. And you have so much goodness to share in the branding space, the photography space, but specifically branding online, right? And I was wondering if you could, just glean some light with these guys on some pearls of wisdom, maybe a couple of just, take home messages on what people could be doing to totally up the ante with their personal brand on social media today, to whet their palate for the upcoming events you have, but also our live event you're going to be speaking at, just to give them some idea of the caliber of a badass that you are.
I love it. Okay. So number one, so one of the things that it seems to be the theme for me this year, and you and me, we are working on a collaborative book that is going to be published later this year. And when we came into this project, I didn't know that the theme was going to be legacy. And then when you and me talked about Burnout To All Out, before we even knew, we settled on the topic to be why leaving a legacy through your brand is so important. And it keeps coming back to me. So for me, building your personal brand is really leaving your mark in the world through what you do, right? And I think that so many people are just posting on social and using online just to like kind of like, well, this is what I do and I'm gonna put it out there and I'm gonna post about it, but they forget that on the other side of the screen there is people. Right? So I think that the biggest issue that we have is really talking through social media, and call it LinkedIn, call it Instagram, call it Facebook. A lot of people are doing YouTube, but talking like there is people on the other side. So when it comes to that regard, for me, the most important part is really pairing what you do at certain time in life. And the reason why I say certain time is because when you build a personal brand, you can pivot. You are an expert at this. You can pivot. You can bring new offers. You can bring new light on things that light you up, but also that are important to your viewer, right? Mm-hmm. So the number one thing that I think that people need to do is get absolutely freaking clear what they want to be known for, besides the product they offer. So let me give you an example. So you have several products that you offer. You have LinkedIn Method. You have
Mastermind
load for her. Yeah, I think like people are having issue with the internet, but I'm sure they will see us. Yeah, you're cutting up for me, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Am I cutting up for you?
No, you look clear to me, but is it, Blady, is it glitchy for you? She says yes. Is this glitchy for you, Blady? Because what we can do is we can start over. Bummer. I've got full internet, but only one bar for my cell service. So I wonder if I should just...
It's funny, me too. And we are in like completely different cities, so I don't know. And you're gonna laugh, but I did a poll on my stories about filters, and like 70 people voted that nobody cared for filters, and I'm looking at myself and I'm like,
oh, I know, and I put one on today, and I usually don't.
And I'm like, oh my God, it's gonna be hard to get used to it. But 75 people voted no filter. Yes. So I'm going with it. I'm listening to my audience, and I'm going with it.
Yes.
Let's see if I can get used to it. So, okay, so I'm going to go back to what I was saying. I think the internet is okay now. Yeah. So number one is really getting clear with yourself. What do you want to be known for? So I was giving the example of you, right? So you have several products. You have the LinkedIn Method. You have a mastermind. I think that you are running some sort of like business accelerator right now. So,
yeah, and we've got an agency that's like totally...
Exactly. You have the agency. But your brand, like my brand, your brand. So for example, for me, I have the View Brand Academy. I still do one-on-one shoots. I have a photography membership. But your personal brand is the umbrella that covers it all. Okay. And you as a business owner and thought leader in the industry that you are in, is your responsibility to sit down and get clarity on what do you want to be known for, right? Besides the product that you offer today. So tomorrow you can pivot and you can offer something else, or you can bring a different perspective in your industry. And it's not completely like, what is this person doing? Right. So I think that making a list and starting with your core values. I know that this might sound completely like, but that is the first thing that we do with my clients. If you know what your core values are, then you know what you want to stand for. And everything under that stems from those core values, right? So when you run a new program, when you run a new product, when you run a new service, people can know, like, and trust you because of those core values. So creating that list of what do you want to be known for, number one.
So good. So good. So good. And yeah, and it's interesting because I know before I even launched the LinkedIn Method Academy that I came up with that umbrella Burnout to All Out, because I knew even from building my first e-commerce business, I don't want to be known as this particular business. I don't want to be known for this particular product. And in the world of being a digital CEO and having multiple offers and being able to pivot, I agree with you 100%. It's so important to be able to be known as a larger brand so that when you do bring out new offerings, you're not niching yourself down so much into one particular thing. So good.
Well, for me, for example, it was when I went from Ati Photography. My business used to be, I mean, like, Ati Photography, my name. But that was kind of like the first thing that I did. And then I pivoted to Ati G branding.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're pivoting to View Brand eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Because even though I love having my name there and people know me, like, right, like, well, ATG branding, but I wanted to take the photography out of there because that opened the door, right? To bring in the coaching, to bring in content creation, to bring in all these other things that I was offering that under ATG photography was like, oh, what do you mean you do coaching? What does it mean?
Right. Yes. So good. So good. Well, anything else that you want to share when it comes to branding?
So I think one of the main things around personal branding that I love, I think that, and you or me are really good at doing this actually, is for me, social media is just one part of the equation. So let me actually explain this. So when we do trainings and when we do coaching and all of that, we teach our people that social media is what brings it all together. We have something called the cycle of content. So say, for example, you spoke at Rebecca's event, right? Like we were at this event and you were speaking and some people saw you there that never saw you before, right? And then they go to social media, and social media is the glue that brings that trustability and that visibility together. And I think this is where a lot of coaches a lot of consultants, a lot of people are going wrong. We like, well, you can just run a business just on social media. And yes, growth happens through social media because it's a networking. For me, social media is a networking platform.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is a networking platform. Some people think that they're going to go there, they're going to post, and their social media and their personal brand is going to explode. And I think that if you really go back to the basics of building a business, one strategy alone is not enough. So when I teach personal branding, I always say social media is the glue that brings it all together. You need to be teaching something. You need to be presenting yourself. I think actually I got an email from you and I was like, oh my God, we're so aligned. You were like, are you nurturing your people inside some sort of community? And that's exactly what we teach, right? Yes. And then also doing this, borrowing audiences, right? Like expanding your reach in front of new people. And when you start looking at social media as just one equation, mm-hmm. there is a shift that happens in your mindset around building your personal brand.
Yes. I'm so glad you hit on this. And this kind of brings it full circle with the live events, right? Like after every live event, whether it's a mastermind event I'm a part of, or a live event that I participate in, or a live event that I'm on stage on, never fails. And if Lady, my assistant, is watching right now, she can attest to this. I come home and that month, the DMs and the emails are popping from whoever was in attendance in that group, right?
Yes.
They're so making it a major priority to get visible belly to belly, be seen and connect face to face in human connection is a huge piece of the equation. Then coming home and nurturing that virtually is what then brings in the sales. We've had multiple six-figure launches this year. Hands down, each time, half the registrants who end up inside of our program were people I met at a live event the month prior, right? So that kind of brings me to our upcoming live event where you're going to be speaking. And I love asking people, and especially our speakers who are going to be there, you've attended live events. Why do you attend live events? And why do you think live events are so important for personal development and your business?
So number one is you are never as present on your business, not in your business, not sending the DM, not creating the content, mentally present as you are when you are at a live event.
Yes.
That's number one. Second is the inspiration. And I know that inspiration only lasts a while, but if you can take that inspiration from a live event and turn it into action right after the event, live events have been honestly the catalyst of everything that I've done. I'm gonna tell you a super short story.
Yeah, you're fine.
Both of us came from the world of network marketing. And I always thought that I dream big. You know my story in and out, and I'm going to tell a little bit of my story at Burnout To All Out. But I'm an immigrant. I came here and I was a world champion flair bartender. So I always had this idea that I had big dreams until I went to a live event with network marketing. And I was like, people are dreaming fucking big here. And I came home and I told my husband, I'm going to leave my job. I'm going to build a business. And at the time was network marketing, but like the fire that I have today, my passion for making a difference, my passion for leaving a legacy, my passion for actually leaving my mark in the world came all from that one event like 5 years ago. Because it was opened my eyes for the first time to what was possible in my life and what other people were doing. The fact that I didn't pursue network marketing after years, it was completely different, right? Exactly. So for me, those dreams that me thinking $1 million, 6-figure launches, all that came from the possibility that I saw at a live event.
Yes. Yes. I love that. And it's so true, right? I think that, and being in the live event, you see other people dreaming big, but you also see people living big.
Yes.
And I always say that you can choose to be intimidated or you can choose to be inspired, right?
You and me are a great example. You got an email, a text from me this week, and I was like, hey, let's go, right? Because I think the biggest mistake we can do as business owners is looking at somebody else and one of two things. I cannot do what that person is doing. That is what most people do. I cannot do, oh my God, whatever she's doing, I can't do it. I don't think like that, obviously. But I'm like, whatever she's doing, I want to fucking do it, right? But also it's having the balls and having the inspiration to go after it, no matter what it takes.
Yes. Yes.
And live events will put you in the rooms with the people that will allow you to do those things.
So good.
Right?
So true. Yes. And speaking of that, so you guys are listening in. If you're looking for a live event in late fall, September 29th through October 1st, you want to get more goodness of Ati from stage along with other amazing keynote speakers, you definitely want to check it out. You guys can just DM me in the DMs to ask about it, and we'll give you the information. Meanwhile, on the short term, if you're loving what Ati's dropping out and she's putting out there for you, you have something virtual going on very soon, right?
Yes, next week. So I am running a personal branding bootcamp. It starts next Monday. And what we're going to be covering is pretty much what I just shared, like laying out the foundations, because before you can actually grow your personal brand, you have to build it. You have to build those foundations. What do you want to be known for? Where are you? Doing an audit. Do people actually see me as a business owner? Do people see me as a mom that I have no credibility? And I think this is where a lot of people, they like, oh, nobody's going to believe me. Well, it's only in your hands, but you need to know where you're starting. So we're going to be auditing. We're going to be building the foundations, and then I'm going to show you what are the steps that you need to follow to actually grow that personal brand. So for the people that have been to some of my master classes before, this is a little new. This is a little different. We added tons of like takeaways that people can build their brand while we are on the bootcamp. So they can head to the link in my bio and register, and they can DM me to see also if the time investment is for them, right? Because the personal branding bootcamp is free. But as business owners, when we commit to something, I want you guys to come to the personal branding bootcamp. I actually commit to doing the work.
Yes. So good. Yeah. And you've got to do the work, right? I'm the same as you. I'm like, we don't take all clients. We take the clients who are going to do the work. So
It's
good.
so
yep. Go ahead.
As a coach, it's so painful to see people that have amazing potential stay as potential.
Yeah. Are you guys feeling the fire from Ati? She's amazing. So if you guys want to check out her branding boot camp, it's right around the corner. Lady, if you don't mind, if you can pull her link for that and drop it in the comment section.
That would be awesome.
So people can grab it. And if you're interested in a 3-day live event, again, just DM the word live in our DMs, in my DMs, and we'll send you the information for the Burnout to All Out live event. We only have a couple of VIP seats left, which actually include a photo session for branding. Yes. And a short video, 30 seconds to 1 minute video for your personal branding to get you off and running in your business.
That's amazing. Oh my God, this event is going to be fire.
Yes, it's all about, we're doing just as much mindset, by the way, as we are business. We're rolling up our sleeves and doing very strategic business strategy, a plan on a lot of incredible breakthroughs while you're there, but also like incredible networks. Like Ati and I were just saying, like creating the new networks is the foundation to grow your business. Your network is your net worth. It really creates the inroads for the relationships when you walk away.
I can't hear you. There you go. You're back.
Oh, okay. My husband was trying to call me while I was talking. I had to like close him out. What I was saying is that the last 2 to 3 years as a digital CEO has been pretty isolating for a lot of people. And I attribute my growth has been committing to these live events. Like literally every couple months, I'm at a live event and being belly to belly with other humans, seeing their breakthroughs create quantum breakthroughs for me, you know? And I'm sure you've witnessed the same thing.
So I'm going to add 2 things to these, because I know that a lot of people network in their city. And actually, I host a bi-monthly event that is called Power Tribe, and it's amazing. And we do experiences. We call it, it's like the anti-networking event. So women actually get to have experiences and meet at a real level. But one of the big differences between going to an event like this, that is like 2 or 3 days where you are immersed and actually networking in your city, is how you can expand your networks beyond your wildest dreams. So I'm speaking at your event in September, and then I'm actually speaking in Chicago at another event. And all this has happened from me going to these events in other cities.
Yes. And now you have those connections, and I know the value that you bring. So I'm like, you're the first I thought of to be our guest speaker on branding. Right.
And I am so honored, because I can, okay. And now here we go. I love you. I love you. I love you. But that is what happens when you actually are spending time with people. You can see, okay, is this people legit? Is this person real? Is this person going to bring value to my people? Because you can't just bring anybody. I don't know if it ever happened to you, but I have brought people into my program that I was like, and like literally I'm sitting there as they're speaking, and I'm like, oh my God, I want to die. Right? And imagine if that happens to you at a live event.
Yeah.
Right? It would be terrible. So that's where you get to build these relationships, and you need to really understand others people's businesses. And then you get these peer-to-peer connections that support you. That's just how it works.
That's right. Well, and that's the thing is, you know, we've already got attendees coming from Australia, from Spain, and from all
Is
over.
Alejandra coming from Spain?
Yes. So talk about making connections. It's gonna be amazing. But so we'll wrap up, you guys. If you're looking for some phenomenal branding training right around the corner with Ati, definitely check her out. Get signed up. If you're looking for some nurture and human connection, profound breakthroughs with your business, but also really just being in human connection with other people and having guest experts coach you through mindset shifts, business shifts, workshops, networking in the evening. You guys are not going to want to miss it.
Okay, I know we need to wrap up. I have a call too, but I want to say one more thing.
Yep.
When you go to these events, because I know the caliber of the event that you are putting together, I know you and I know the kind of event you're going to put together. One of the things that you get to really see is you as a next level. You get to identify what your next level is. Not every single person that is going to be there are there. They are at the same place that where you're at. Ideally, most of the people might be actually ahead of you. And that's what you want. You don't want to be the smarter person in the room. You don't want to be, right? So you want to be in these rooms where you can see people that are doing amazing, but they're also doing better than you, mindset wise, money wise, or maybe they're more organized. Whatever it is that you're looking for, that's what you're going to find.
Yes. Yes. So good. So good. So we're biased, but we think you guys should get there.
Yeah, we're biased.
Yeah, we've got limited seats. We've got a couple seats left in the VIP section. With that, Ati, thank you so much for coming in. And just sharing your brilliance with everybody today and your amazing energy. And I'll see you shortly.
Yes, when you save this, I don't know if it's your lady, save, put me as a collaborator so it goes into my my feed also.
Oh, okay. I'll play with that. It says the LinkedIn expert.
Yeah. She's like, yeah, sure.
All right. Thank you so much.
Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.